Hi, thank you. Hello, thank you for watching. Melky here. And let's surf the internet right now. I like to go with Creative Commons and Creative Commons videos. And I thank you very much for being here with me. Um, I'm gonna change the license first because I still use YouTube. There you go. And let us watch some videos, guys. All right. Excuse me for changing things up too much. And that the news about Nintendo Switch 2, it is something that it's been going on for a while. A lot of people say it's expensive. That is to my knowledge. The prices are pretty high. The games prices are pretty high, and I think it is, if I were a game company, I would imagine if I were to make such decision, it means that I'm doing some segmenting, right? I'm targeting a certain market with this release. I know that Nintendo have been everybody's console for a long time, and the fact that they kind of becoming targeting a higher market, you know what? It makes sense now that I think about it. Nintendo have been pretty high in terms of chasing after violation, or um, like other developers that are using their IP. So they are strict IP controlling, IP micromanaging their assets, and it is something probably that have become their stance for a while, that had become their principles. And even though it has been a game from everybody, but since I remembered it, since the console, they use cartridges, right? Always use cartridges and rarely use CDs because it is a lot easier to copy CDs. And they've been using cartridges, and it is it is now makes sense, right? It makes sense now that they are doing this because they really took IP, or intellectual property, in high regard. You know what? Yeah, really, guys. It is something that is not just a game. I think it is something that's, in my opinion, something that is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. I'm going too far with that. But the point is, they are segmenting their market. They want, I guess, more those who can afford being respectful towards IP. Maybe that is an angle. Maybe that is also wrong. Okay, so then take my words for it. But I think that's a valid angle. Okay, well, guys, not sponsors. Maybe the sponsor. It's not about me not wanting to show the sponsor. It's more about the sponsors don't want to get associated with me, I think. So I'm going to skip this part. Uh, I don't know whether it's still the sponsorship message or not. it's still there. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Wow, look at that. That's so nice. And I like his hat. Look at that hat. The Sonic logo on it is so smooth. I wonder. I think the materials on it must be a really nice material. Now, guys, take a look at this. Like if our Steam, for example, or even YouTube, I can upload my own thumbnail from that I make myself. I imagine he would, like Nintendo would be able to. I'm not saying that it is not able, but I'm just saying their default icons is something that is special. So you gotta understand about that, and that is related to intellectual property. So it is something that I would appreciate because I personally support intellectual property law, and the fact that they are giving me choices of icons, which is something that I can use as my profile page. It is special in my brain. Okay, it is special because it is not something that is just taken out of the gutter or out of just anywhere, but it is something that is being made available, and having that is licensed to me. Okay, but on the other hand, I am also a consumer that wants to be able to be free. So that is the trade-off we got between IP and freedom. And the way I see it is that on the other on the different note is that um, that this generosity is in the context of licensing, right? And we do remember that we can with with a shirt, for example, having a shirt with Mario picture on it, we can change things around. We can put our name into it or make memes. For example, Mari memes instead of Mario, it's Mari memes, or what. That was a bad example, but we want to be able to do that in Nintendo, but we are being licensed with those profile pages. It profile images. It shows that we are in the, like, it is not. Maybe I don't have Switch, right? But I would imagine the environment in that thing would be like, no, let's not go too far. Let us play around with the limitation, with the insider limitation of the intellectual licensing, within the scope of licensing. And that is a challenge of itself, the challenge of creativity. With what is available, what are you going to do to express yourself, for example? Because yes, the law is there for a good reason, and um, other people might not appreciate it. Teams, yeah, that's great. Dude, dude, look at the cloud. I like the cloud plushie a lot. Look at that. That is so cool. I don't the Sephiroth one feels like, you know what, one of those really high quality merch out there. But the cloud one, wow, guys, take a look at that. It's so cute and also so it's so cool and amazing. It's amazing, guys. That cloud plushie is amazing. Is that Dragon Quest? That is great. So, would it be possible that the Final Fantasy IX remake maybe would be translated into Switch? And I do kind of see, like with the price tag, right? They can do a lot with the Nintendo Switch. Maybe something related to the future technology. Immediately, I can see VR, but maybe there are different forms as well other than VR for gaming. Um, I'm not going to explore that too much, but the title Final Fantasy, the latest title of Final Fantasy is Final Fantasy 16, and they do have an MMO which is Final Fantasy 14. That Final Fantasy 15 is a little bit sus. Okay, I think they are not really showing us everything yet. But maybe I am wrong. Maybe it's just something that is like quite very niche. Or Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16 is a weird one. It uses like one of the latest technology, and I imagine like this is an introduction to the new generation, uh, h- how they could come together in Final Fantasy with the older generation. However, I don't think I am that knowledgeable about what's going on yet um, because Final Fantasy 16 kind of flopped, and I don't think it is something that is not preventable, but it is just not. Maybe Final Fantasy 16 is going to be in Switch. Maybe they've seen it coming. Switch 2, it is not over yet. Okay, uh, that's just about as far as I can go about it. So I personally I see if I were to make contents with using Square Enix's game, I can see all kinds of possibilities. You know, I can see all kinds of direction I can go, and they are very promising. And it is, but it is cringy also to think that they do have we have to know what's their season is about. You know what I mean? Like, um, yes, there is all of these potentials. There are all of these things that they can do, that is so pretty, like immediate. Like, oh, they have all of this brand. A lot of people are going to come, and we can connect with each other this way, that way. It's very promising, but also sometimes they won't go through all the way. They're not. It's the thing with these corporations is the communication with the community is pretty not clear, in a way that sometimes we, like, what's the next direction that they're gonna take. I don't know that. I don't know where I can get it, and who are the what segments are they going to prioritize. And yeah, I think, diversification for everyone should be key. A lot of The point is, a lot of possibilities. Collaboration with Nintendo and Square Enix, very great. That's amazing. But habitually, after all of these years, very, very, people would say disappointing. I would say not understood. I did not understood why they did not want to make that impact. They can destroy the world, but they won't. I don't understand why. Okay. And you know what? Let's watch different videos as well. I think it's a lot of news already. Let, let's look for uh, some type of different videos. If you want to watch this video, let me share you the link, and it's going to be in the description. I think it's a good video, very, very good video, pretty generous. This is the link. Let me post it in the description. Please bear with me, guys. I'm posting it, as well. And this is the channel, Nintendo Prime. This is what it's called, Nintendo Prime, 90 Prime. So this is the channel at 90 Prime. Let me post it in here as well. Please bear with me, guys. The name of the video now. The name of the video is New Nintendo Switch 2 News Just Dropped. All right. More news there, and please go there if you want to know more. Thank you very much. And then let's watch other things. Please bear with me as I am looking. Mhm. Pum, pum. You know, India has been bombing Pakistan, and I think it's because of their some of the people from Pakistan perform acts of terrorism in India's administered territory. Um, I know it seems like the world is being divided into two sides because of that. One side has one similarity, which is the religion Islam. Okay, wow, from Nintendo to politics. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is when I talk about religion. uh, it's this time it is not really about theological issue, but it's a lot about political issue, territories, who controls what, and um, the the political images, who's going to be voted next. It's all about resources sharing. That's, funnily speaking, that's what a religion is a lot is all about. So you want to say, oh, it's not exactly war on safety or terrorism, it's war against religion. But maybe it's also the other way around. Maybe it's a circle of death. Both things come into play together. um, I don't find anything yet. It's all news and war and depressing stuff. Can I see like happy news? Happy news for happy people. 2025 new song for kids. It's from Babyfin, nursery rhymes and kids song. Yeah. All right. So here's my take on it. Okay. So these guys are a family, and given the given the current world world situation right now, there's war, there's religion, there are instruments of political government elementals. Okay, so because they are the elements of population, they made up their governments. However, they are cartoons, right? So are they really components of political existence, or are they actually exist in the realm or planar of voidance of politics? Okay, let's continue on. And, and could it be that doo-doo doesn't really mean doo-doo in their world? Nintendo? Nintendo? Okay, so if I were like a venture capitalist, or maybe I was JP Morgan, or I am BlackRock, right? Probably I would take over Baby Shark and then destroy the hopes and dreams of gullible little kids. Nintendo? All right, all right. Okay, so all jokes aside, let's talk about marketing, guys. Okay, these are all issues related to marketing, and I think marketing is the predecessor of politics. Okay, and people want to own other people. That is the problem in this world. They don't respect people's freedom, and when problem arise when people say, you know what, I own this market is mine. And that is also the problem with this like permanence of jobs, right? The reality of the matter is customers should be able to go to whatever the place they wanted. All right, my stream is blocked, so this is going to be a, oh my god, these are CC. My god, man, I got blocked. I just got blocked, but the video is still running. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. Okay, marketing, when it comes to, I'm so pissed off. When it comes to marketing, okay, they 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 want like stable income, but in reality, customer, wants to go here and sometimes they want to go there, and we should promote that. Well, the right way of doing it is like you should work in multiple places, so when the profit is over there, you also got something from there, and when the customer goes over there, you also got something from there. And like here's the deal, like for example, Baby Shark song, a lot of people are inspired by that. And if it's popular, right? Like, for example, Beethoven, you would be inspired by Beethoven. Based on cultural IP, should you pay to, where was Beethoven? Was he a German, Poland? Was he a British? Like, based on cultural IP, like maybe British people want to, or wherever Beethoven, where is Beethoven's from? Please let me. Beethoven. Beethoven. It's German. All right. So maybe Germany wants to charge you for every time you use Beethoven's jingle, right? And that's insane. Uh, and um, and that and why not, instead of saying, look, I own this intellectual property, why don't we it's too many properties, guys. I'm not against the idea of property. I'm in support of capitalism, and I think the current understanding of capitalism makes a lot of conflict. If you understand capitalism at its simple form, it's something you own, and you own what you own. Okay, that's what I support, and that is capitalism. Other people want to say capitalism this, capitalism is that. I think you are slandering my idealism. You want to destroy my heaven. Don't do that. Okay, yo, instead of saying, yo, this market is mine, yo, this transaction, this stable transaction is mine, why don't you say, I contributed to it, and I deserve to get some of it? Why don't you just say that? Like, for example, that what I was just saying, the Beethoven jingle that you play in the mall, if Beethoven was alive, definitely Beethoven has contributed to the marketing of the mall. But if the German people want to say, you know what, all malls that play Beethoven songs need to pay us money because we, as a German, as an entity that have lived for thousands and thousands of years, this entity wants some of it too, and we have the right to own it. Even though I don't know to when the money came in, who's going to take the money? I don't know that. Let's not go there. There's a reason why people have public domains, but let's not go there. And and then you want to say, yo, you gotta pay more. You gotta pay because we contributed. Now, guys, don't go too far. We already established that ownership is not always healthy for an economy, but contribution needs to be rewarded. That is meritocracy. But also, if you want to contribute back to all of the contributors in existence, you wouldn't have the time to solve all of their problems, because you are like, a lot of times you are just a human being that could focus on one thing at a time. So that is also uh, required. We require the advancement of technology to fully support meritocracy, fair meritocracy. So fair meritocracy is heaven. Is heaven. Capitalism is a pathway towards heaven. Okay, fair meritocracy is heaven. Okay, when you want to go from point here and point there, if someone has built a house over here, now you cannot go. You have to walk around. Now if everyone agrees that you can build a house, this guy also can build his own house, even though his house probably is going to block kids who wants to play in this vicinity, because there's a house here, the kids cannot play there anymore, right? But we let it happen because it's property, but imagine if we make everything property, we wouldn't have, like, we are so restricted. We wouldn't have too much. So reduce that thing, that desire, that inclination to make everything property. That is it's not capitalism, okay? It's just unreasonable rampant rampage, okay? In order to validate your existing property, you got to be reasonable, because if you destroy the public too much, then the public is, the building blocks of the consensus, right? And consensus gives rise to property. You're destroying the consensus here, the building blocks, so you don't want to do it. But if you can get a lot of property without being too intrusive, but that the devil is in the details. So let's continue on with other videos. um okay, well, what else? um so intrusiveness, yeah, intrusiveness sucks, intrusive, but um and just like attribution is all you need. You don't always need property. Sometimes all you need is just attribution, right? I haven't got the right video. What is this? Fast news. uh, let's get different. Let us go to market principles and filter that by CC. Remember, guys, this is CC. Okay. Now it is lecture. It's not really that interesting. I don't know, guys. What do you guys want to watch? Where's the comment section? Oh, I haven't given the source of the late video, the before video. Sorry about that also. The nursery rhymes. This is the Happy New Year 2025 new songs for kids. And this is the title. Happy New Year 2025 songs for kids. Beba Fin, Beba, Beba, I Beba, I Beba. Baby still small, hasn't grown a fin yet. Baby. Or is this the original, that famous song, Baby Shark? Is it the original channel? I don't know about that, because it uses CC, right? I don't think so. Because it's CC. I don't think so. It could be, but unlikely, in my opinion. I don't know what else you want to watch. I do, even though I'm not going to show you, I do watch some Asmon Gold video. I watch Nox, what do you call it? I forgot his name. Oh my God, the name escapes my mind. Asmon Gold video. I think I watched the Houthis his his video about the Houthis and stuff. It's interesting because he's like a gaming video, and like he's very entertaining. And sometimes he talk about serious stuff, and it's still like it feels like he's talking about gaming. And it's like, wow, how could a content creator be so intriguing like that? That took a lot of ingenuity, like intelligence and stuff. But we're not gonna watch things that are not CC. What do we want? Let's see religion debate. Religion debate and filter it by CC. Okay, no. Matt Delahoney versus Cliff debate. Does the Bible? No. Is it? It's a verified modern day debate. Okay. Let me share the video. How do I make it full screen? Okay. This